So last time I was getting into bands from Hull, and the House Martins, amazing record. London 0, Hull 4. It's the name of the record. And the reason why it has that title, because like in the last video that I showed, I'm talking about bands from Hull, and the first one was the Red Guitars, and then now you have the House Martins. And the other two bands from Hull were a band called the Gargoyles, and the fourth band was Everything But the Girl. And that's just Hull, England, some weird little, I'm assuming some machinery town or something where not much goes on, but look at this great music that came out of here, And this stuff, it's like Smiths, it's like, kind of, not even echo, it's just weird. It's like super poppy, but like the lyrics are just really like working class driven, like let's stop putting up with this fucking bullshit because everything sucks, but the way they're doing it, like it just sounds so beautiful and it's catchy and it's awesome. If anything, it's kind of like if I don't know, like if the Descendants weren't a punk band, I guess. Like these guys could have that thing that takes them over the top, but it's awesome. Staying in Hull, going past, let's see, excuse me, the singer from this band, his next band was this band called The Beautiful South, and with this record, Choke. I need to find their first record that has some amazing songs on it, but this record is, it's good, man. It's just like, this one came out in, 1990, but, really good, just nice, pretty songs. And then another one by them, The Beautiful South, Quench. It's a great album too. I need to listen to a little bit more. It's almost like how, and it actually kind of looks like Don't Tell a Soul, like by the Replacements. Kind of like, imagine the House Martins is like Hootenanny by the Replacements, and then Quench is like Don't Tell a Soul by the Replacements, where they kind of slowed down. They're getting a little bit more sophisticated. They're getting, they're not so pissed off anymore, and they're just like, oh, I guess we're going to be musicians for, our careers, so let's fucking learn how to write, not better songs, but just, it's different. I guess they grew up. First, Everything But the Girl album, Eden, ridiculous, Tracy Thorn from the Marine Girls, she met up with her future husband, Ben Wallace. Is that his name? Ben Wallace. What the fuck? Like an Olympic track meet fucking dude? I don't know. Maybe not. But anyways, this album is awesome. It sounds like, to me, this is like a pinnacle in sophistopop, where it sounds like, just from the first song on here, it's like, it sounds like you should be at Trader Vic's, just like, having a fruity cocktail, just sitting there like, looking like an asshole, but in a good way, because it just makes you feel, it takes you to a different place, and it's like, these are people from a shit town that, maybe they didn't have anything, and how they came up with music that sounds as beautiful, who the fuck knows. Everything But the Girl, Love Not Money, I think this is their second album. Has one of my favorite songs by them of all, and that is Are You Trying to Be Funny? Again, just really good songwriting. I don't know, it's like it captured it. It's like early mid 80s, but it doesn't necessarily make you think of the 80s. It's just it takes you somewhere else, man. I don't know. And again, kind of like how the Smiths are just timeless, Everything But the Girl, Everything But the Girl, Baby, The Stars Shine Brightly, or the Stars Shine Bright. This album is awesome too. It's like, again, this is one of those, even if it's just the first side, it's awesome. But the real standout track on here for me is Sugar Finney. They're definitely getting a lot more crafted with their songwriting and their sensibilities, and just slick, shit. 12-inch single, a couple 12-inch singles here by Everything But the Girl. I Love You As Always Your Girl. Just, heart-wrenching stuff, man. Like, awesome. And this, I kind of, not that I stayed away from them, but you know, Everything But the Girl, I never really. This is what I thought of when I thought of them. Missing, you know, everyone knows that song, and it's a good song. I'm not gonna lie, but it all the other stuff that I showed before that sound nothing like this, you know, nothing at all. And it's one of those, like, to me, like special surprises where when I started collecting from this genre, it was such a pleasant surprise to be like, okay, well, you know, because a lot of times when I get into a genre, it's like I go and I study and I learn everything I need to learn about it, and I see what bands have what albums, and then I start going and grabbing everything. And sometimes I'll see certain things, and I'm like, oh man, I gotta get albums from this band, I guess. And this was kind of one of those. And then when I got it, I was like, this sounds nothing like what I thought it was going to sound like, and it's so much better. Not to say this is bad, it's just that this isn't necessarily my bag, and this is also the stuff that was, you know, on the radio, videos, you know, all that other stuff before. It's like it sounds like a completely different band, other than knowing how this woman sounds. Like, her voice is just so identifiable, you know, and it's great. She's almost like not in the style, but she's kind of like an Elizabeth Fraser, but like a baritone, or if not an alto, you know, like lower. Just meaning she's that distinguishable, you know. Suits her style. The Blow Monkeys, what is it? Limping for a Generation. Awesome album. I remember my brother used to bring up this band's name over and over and over, and I was like, you fucking liar. Band didn't even exist. The Blow Monkeys. Get the fuck out of here. And this, like, again, another one of those, like, you think of sophistopop, and this is it. It just sounds so beautiful. Sounds like, you know, even if you're a fucking poor sucker in the streets, like, you put this shit on, and it makes you feel a little, like, you know, put your head up a little bit, you know? Echo and the Bunnymen, Songs to Learn and Sing. I don't even know why I kind of have this in this area, but it's, you know, it's like, you know, these guys are the ones that, you know, again, like Britpop, like there'd be no Ride, there'd be no Stone Roses, you know, no fucking Oasis without bands like these. And this is a little bit more commercial than all that other stuff, but still, I mean, it's Echo and the Bunnymen, like, it's ridiculous. And then the reason why I have it close to this, The Teardrop Explodes, Wilder, that's because, man, I can't even think right now. It's weird. They had a band together. Anyways, I know I look like a fucking idiot, but singer from Echo, singer from Teardrop, they had a band together before this, and then they split, and then one went and formed Echo, and the other one went and formed Teardrop Explodes. But regardless, short story, I put this on. There's this song called Tiny Children, and man, I couldn't stop listening to it. It just spoke to me, what it's about. There's a really good live version of it on YouTube of them playing at the Old Grey Whistle Test, and I mean, if it doesn't move you, I don't know what to tell you. Let me see. Then we got the Mighty Lemon Drops, Laughter. I need to get their first album. It's the one that has Inside Out. But, you know, again, good sophistopop, catchy shit. The Bluebells Sisters. I love this record. I used to see this all the time at this store. And then when I was buying all this stuff, I didn't even know who the Bluebells were. But I was like, you know what? It kind of looks like that. Like, it's going to be that style of music that I'm collecting. Bought it. Exactly what it was. Exactly. The song Kath on here. Fuck out of town. And then I mentioned before in other videos that I have the Stranglers in different areas. This is like sophisticated shit, you know. They got like lots of keyboards, and it's just the songwritings, you know. It's totally different. Aural sculpture. This is the first thing that I bought by the Stranglers too, and it's so different, you know. Later Stranglers, obviously, but same core band, and great. I'm gonna try to go through these in like 5 minutes. Stranglers, Dreamtime. Got to go through this a little bit more. But again, later Stranglers, the reason why I have it there is for obvious reasons. China Crisis, some more sophisticated pulp. China Crisis, another album here. This one is what? What Price Paradise? Arizona Sky, that's like one of their hits or whatever. And then there's what's that fucking song? June Bride, that's the one that I like on there a lot. This one I haven't even really listened to much. Flaunt the Imperfection. It's weird though. This was produced by Walter Becker of Steely Dan. Really strange. I don't know how some of these things happen, you know. And then we got some like real sophisticated pop when you think of that genre on a like, you know, commercial level. But ABC, The Lexicon of Love. This is just, it's new wave, but these were like the ones that, you know, were like, oh, we're snooty. But it's good shit, man. Breathe, all that jazz. This is shit my mom would fucking listen to, you know. But the song on here, All That Jazz, I love it, man. It's good. Scritti Politti, this is just a single of Perfect Way. I remember when this came out, it blew the fuck up. It was all over the place, you know. This is like fucking Gerbos and Guess jeans in the 90s, you know. Thinking of like being at the brass rail in Nordstrom and listening to Scritti Politti come on, like this is what that was all about, you know. Remember when people used to wear overalls? Fucking ridiculous that was. Anyways, or what were they? What are they called? Cavariccis. Give me a break. Cuffing your pants, you know. It's like, come on.